Hello everyone, it's my brother Janming who came to Peshawar this time. There are only 11 scenic spots open to tourists. It's the Peshawar Museum and a YouTube. You can treat it as a tourist rock. Now take a look because it's the same as jewelry. It has nothing to do with it, but I think this place is not because there are so many people, there will be opportunities to come, or because there will be time to come. It is always a relatively dangerous place, so why? I'll just take a YouTube shot and hope to share it. If you are interested in this place or simply interested in jewelry, you don't have to look at Peshawar. Stan is an ancient city. In fact, in 58 BC, Peshawar was once designated as a capital by a dynasty called the Guishang dynasty. What kind of place is Afghanistan? It's only 4 kilometers away and it's about 400 kilometers away from China. What museum is it? It was built in 1907 and it was a blend of British colonial styles. Buried with Hindu Islamic elements, it was built to commemorate Queen Victoria. Its original name was Victoria Memorial Hall, so when I arrived, I saw this one. It was completely British style, a Victorian building, so it was very magnificent and beautiful. What a Peshawar museum. This time I'm all day long and I saw a few of my own people and some bodyguards. My eyes were so magnetic, that is, my eyes were half open and half closed. Tiger head carved in the 2nd and 3rd centuries. Like this place. Yes, it's amazing, Lord, with Urs fully. I can't do anything if I can't see it, but this one is about giving up ions. I don't know the solution. Thailand is willing to show up. If you unload the grains, do you believe in Buddhism? I think this department should be of great significance to some Buddhists. If you want to know what is the department of giving up ions, how important is the solution, I check it out on other YouTube websites. The most rare one is thousands of years ago. And so I personally think there are many museums, but it is such a Muslim country that can display some Buddhism and preserve such good words. It's so rare to tie it. It's like the Bamayan Buddha in Afghanistan being bombed by others. That is to say, I don't know. This museum is actually very important in such a Shankara Peshawar place. In Buddhism, it is the most sound museum. There are almost 140,000 cultural relics in Buddhism. If you put it in Hong Kong dialect, it should be a very powerful exhibit. But it is because it is always a Muslim country that doesn't believe in Buddhism, so there are so few tourists, but it is well preserved. In the real department, I can give you anything. Do you want to touch it first? It's not so good, but in fact, you act like this when you see it. And the first curator of Peshawar Museum, do you know who he is? The department is very famous, especially in Xinjiang, China. On the edge of Dunhuang, there is the British explorer Stein, who discovered Dunhuang Mogaohu. I think you have heard of it. There is a Taoist priest in Dunhuang, Mogao. There are some Songxing caves, and I know about the collections of Songying caves. This British light swordsman, so I will buy some boxes of Buddhist scriptures, bury some embroidery and paintings together. There are so many cultural relics, but there are so many cultural relics at home. This British museum is so famous because there is a Hong Kong actor who seems to speak all his words by Huang Minde. This is why he is famous. The first curator is a British explorer, so how sharp are your words? It is proof that the first curator of this museum has been turned up and down. Is it actually a museum all the way? I saw this white wall, some red and brown wooden floors, doors and windows, stools, picture frames, and so on. Oh, what about the British feel? Yeah, this colony colonized India for 190 years, all of which reveal the past style of Great Britain. There are such collections and cabinets. In fact, it has changed in the past 100 years. Since ancient times, it has been an important commercial and cultural center. It is a trade hub connecting South Asia and Central Asia. Ancient Chinese travelers discovered that Tang Sanzang and Tang Sanzang had been to this place. Everyone in Tang Sanzang and Shu Xijing knows what a museum. The first sentence I said when I entered the face was that Tang Xianzhuang passed by this place on his way to study the Buddhism, but it was the same. These are relatively backward places. The tickets are not expensive. There are some strange locals who only need 20 mosquitoes. But it's true. I foreigners need 200 mosquitoes, which is really 10 times worse, but I have to pay it all. Should I support the economy? Peshawar is a Pan people, which means the city of 100 flowers. Tang Sanzang and the western regions of the Tang dynasty have recorded this place. It used to be said that there were many flowers and fruits in full bloom. Well, but it's already about what happened in the 6th century AD, but because of weather problems, my home is completely different from the sun. It has become a lot of sandy, so hot, and I can't see it at all. It feels like a city of flowers. You will see a lot of Buddhist Buddha statues in those days. Alexander, that is a European Alexander, has fought all the way here, so there are many Buddha statues here. In fact, they have a lot of Greek styles. Seeing them, it looks like, hey, why does the Buddha explain that he has so muscles? He has a beard and his head is cramped and hairy. It's Greek style. If you've been to Greek, you should think, huh? The style of these Buddha statues is a bit Greek, that's the explanation. But let's take a look at this museum. I have seen a lot of Buddha statues and I have decorated a lot of Buddha statues. Even when you are at home, you will see some Buddha statues. They are big and hairy with a tall nose, eyes and hearts and muscles. What a style. There are some members of the Roman Senate in Italy who are buried with shawls and they are all elders like Caesar. Some members, are these shirts of the same style? It's the same as hundreds of years ago. Although Italy is buried with Peshawar, it is really a long way away, but it is an ancient Greek stone statue and sculpture, all of which followed the pace of Alexander's eastern expedition all the way to Peshawar. Central Asia has left such distinctive traces. Different cultural developments on both sides, but both arts and arts have the same purpose. They are really very interesting. This one is one of them. When you know a history and travel to a place, it's a crisp place, and this Buddha statue is also from China, Japan, South Korea, etc. From the Han Dynasty to the origin of the evolution of Buddha statues in Asia. If you have been to Japan, I think you will think that these Buddha statues are all similar. The shape is actually a little like some ancient Buddha statues, but I don't study Buddha statues and I'm not an archaeologist. It's just that I've been there before. I've seen some Buddha statues that seem to be similar, but I don't know what they are. Yes, if there is any mistake, please correct me. This is a museum and the most important exhibits are, of course, there are some Buddha statues and sculptures, but apart from some Buddha statue sculptures, this museum displays a lot of Peshawar culture. Traditional costumes, jewelry, weapons, etc. come from different ethnic groups because of the location of Peshawar. Actually, there are many different people who look at this museum. Everyone saw a few local residents. Of course, there are many things like this in daily life, and most people in Pakistan and Peshawar believe in Islam. Of course, there are some Islamic works of art. I've just caught a cold, but movies seem like a good distraction. Some precious exhibits are like a very rare 11th century Quran manuscript, buried with some beautiful, proud and unloved. And when the empire was forming, it was like postcards. The detailed pictures were so proud. I remember this kind of painting. I have seen similar ones in all museums in Iran, so I think it's a museum. Well, I'm so proud to bury it together, but you can see it at home. Do you feel it? Actually, what museum? There are very few people in the department. I saw a few locals. There are very few tourists in the department, and one, there are so many important cultural relics places and so few tourists, so I feel very comfortable walking around. But it's your words, it's a pity, but I don't think it's just something special. Well, there are not too many people here all the time. It's scary, it's old jewelry. I don't know what kind of silver gemstone turquoise red is, but it's really ancient jewelry. It should be silverware, so all of them are black and oxidized. These gemstones are so beautiful, and I saw a fiery sapphire at home. They were all like this. If we talk about history, there are many gemstones in India. In fact, they all belong to the passenger station Damus before. I've always been prosperous, but I've gone home, and the next episode is half of middle. Just like India, it's like China, and it's like Pakistan. So on the other hand, in fact, even if we fight all the time, we will go home. Where do I take Baisha? In fact, Hasabel's side is all about fighting a tight battle. It doesn't matter, it's so simple. In fact, there are so many artillery fire and missiles flying in and out. If you watch the news, you will notice that these are Muslims and slippers and women's shirts. I have accumulated so beautiful. In this era, we only used this kind of wood. In those days, the characteristic was this kind of stool, that is the system. Changing to traditional stools is the weaving machine used in the past. It is so rough. It is very rough to prevent insects. It is very rough to put the smelly pills in the house. Do you know, I secretly sneak into the back of my pocket. When I open the door, I don't remember that when I open the door, I can see smelly pills everywhere. Look, smelly pills are everywhere. In fact, they may be the simplest, direct and rude way to prevent insects. They are similar to windows. In fact, many museums enter, especially Middle East museums and Indian museums. A lot, because back then the British guys had a lot of fire. India is so bad, it's all about it. Even if you talk about Dubai, Oman, there are so many museums. The museum exhibits our journey to the West. I can look at this painting and create a monkey. There is a pig on the left with a horse and a sparrow on it. A cardigan can hold a mountain with 1,000 hands. There are also some crowns and diamond hoops. I suspect that this one is the original form of Journey to the West. It will solve my many years of problems. Could it be that it is really because of this picture? If you like history, I highly recommend you take a look at it. So this is the British Emperor. This is the Emperor George V. Wow, I am so proud to see this painting. This is Bin Laden. It's a city, it's a map. It's so interesting. Take a look at Islamabad. It's the capital. When Bin Laden died, it's the RB2 version of what SWAT. It's a lot of emeralds. It's Afghanistan. It's a mountainous area. There are a lot of Bixi plus net. Hainan Fort. Bixi is so beautiful. The home is the most remembered and bought by the most people. The Peshawar Museum, a legacy of British tradition, stands as a testament to history. It should be seen or not, or it can be called a tourist. So I think it is a place that has not been polluted by tourists and tourism. Hey, there are a lot of oranges underground. It should be a lot of orange and green. So hot. The water shines brilliantly. It's a rare gem of a spot. Museums nearby deserve a visit, and if you enjoy travel content like this, consider subscribing to YouTube channels that explore such locales. Bye.